Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Conversation Academy. I'm Emma, and I am so happy to be here with you all today for another session.
And I'm Alex. It's a pleasure to meet you all and welcome to our channel. We are so glad you joined us today to practice your English listening and speaking skills with a natural conversation.
That's right. Today, we have a really exciting and modern topic to discuss. We're going to be talking about learning high income skills and how they can change your life.
Oh, I love this topic. It's so relevant right now, especially with how much the world is changing with technology and remote work.
It really is. But before we get into the deep stuff, how was your weekend, Alex? Did you do anything fun or relaxing?
It was actually very productive. I spent most of Saturday morning working on a new coding project. I'm trying to learn more about web development, and then on Sunday I went for a long hike in the woods to clear my head. How about you, Emma?
Oh, a hike sounds wonderful. My weekend was a bit more low key. I spent a lot of time in my garden. The tomatoes are finally starting to grow. And I also spent a few hours taking an online course on digital marketing.
Oh, really? That's funny. We both spent our weekends learning something new. I guess we are already practicing what we are talking about today.
I guess so. It's funny how that happens. I find that learning a new skill is actually becoming one of my favorite hobbies. It's so satisfying when you finally understand a difficult concept.
I totally agree, but it can be a bit overwhelming at first, don't you think? There is so much information out there.
Oh, my. Absolutely. Sometimes I look at a course syllabus and I think, wow, I can't believe it. There is so much to learn. Where do I even start?
I felt the same way when I started learning about data analysis. I looked at the software and the math, and I almost closed my laptop forever. But then I told myself, Alex, just take it one small step at a time.
That is the best advice for anything in life, isn't it? Just one step at a time. So, for our listeners who might not know, how would you define a high income skill?
Well, to me, a high income skill is something that the market values highly. It's a specialized skill that allows you to earn a good living, often because not many people can do it well. Think of things like software engineering, digital copywriting, sales, or even specialized project management.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not just about having a degree anymore, is it? It's about what you can actually do and the problems you can solve for a company or a client.
Exactly. The world is moving away from just looking at a piece of paper. People care about results now. Do you think it's easier or harder to learn these skills today than it was 10 years ago?
Oh, definitely easier in terms of access. We have the internet. You can learn almost anything from your living room. But maybe it's harder because there are so many distractions.
That is so true. It's hard to focus on a deep skill when your phone is buzzing with social media notifications every 2 minutes.
I have to put my phone in another room when I'm studying. If I don't, I'll end up watching cat videos instead of learning how to run an ad campaign.
Haha. I am guilty of that too. But let's talk about your digital marketing course. Why did you choose that specific skill?
Well, I realized that every business, no matter how small, needs to know how to reach people online. It felt like a skill that would always be in demand. Plus, I've always enjoyed writing and being creative, so it felt like a good fit.
That is a very important point, Emma. You should try to find a skill that matches your natural interests. If you hate math, you probably shouldn't try to become a data scientist, even if it pays well.
Exactly. You would be miserable. High income skills take a lot of practice and time. If you don't enjoy the process, you will probably quit before you get good at it.
I agree. I chose coding because I love solving puzzles. To me, writing a line of code is like trying to solve a riddle. It's frustrating sometimes, but the feeling when the code finally works, oh man, it's the best feeling in the world.
I can imagine. I've seen you working on your laptop. You get this very serious look on your face. And then suddenly, you jump up and say, "Yes!"
Haha, did I really do that? That's embarrassing. But you're right, and it's that aha moment that makes it all worth it. Did you have any aha moments with your marketing course lately?
Actually, yes, I was learning about SEO, which is search engine optimization. At first, it seemed like magic or just luck. But then I understood how the algorithms actually look for quality content. I realized it's about being helpful to the reader. That changed everything for me.
Wow, that's a great realization. It's about providing value. That's the secret to any high income skill. Really, how can I provide the most value to someone else?
Right. And I think a lot of people are afraid to start because they think they need to go back to university. But you didn't go back to school for coding, did you, Alex?
No, I didn't. I used a mix of free tutorials on YouTube, some paid online boot camps, and a lot of trial and error. My family was a bit worried at first. My mom kept asking, "Are you sure you don't need a master's degree for this?"
Oh, moms always worry. My parents were the same way. They grew up in a time where you stayed at one job for 40 years. The idea of skill stacking or changing careers is very strange to them.
Skill stacking. I love that term. Can you explain what that means for our friends at home?
Sure. Skill stacking is when you combine two or more skills to become even more valuable. For example, if you are a good writer, that's one skill. If you also learn how to build websites, now you are a writer who can build the platform too. You become much more unique.
That is so powerful. It's like being a jack of all trades, but being actually good at them. I'm trying to stack my coding skills with some basic graphic design. That way, I can build the app and make it look pretty too.
That's a perfect example. It makes you a one-stop shop for a client. So let's talk about the daily routine. How do you find the time to learn these things while working a full-time job?
It's not easy. Honestly, I usually wake up an hour earlier than I need to. I find that my brain is the sharpest in the morning, before the emails and the phone calls start. I spend 60 minutes, just 60 minutes, focusing on my skill.
Only an hour? That doesn't seem like much. But I guess it adds up.
It adds up more than you think. 60 minutes a day is 7 hours a week. In a year, that's over 360 hours. You can become very good at something with 300 hours of focused practice.
That's a great way to look at it. I usually do my learning in the evenings, after dinner. I turn off the TV and commit to 2 modules of my course. Some days, I'm tired, and I just want to sit on the couch, but I remind myself of my goals.
Discipline is definitely a huge part of it. What is your goal with these new skills, Emma? Are you looking to change careers?
Maybe, eventually. But for now, I just want the security. I want to know that if my current job disappears, I have the skills to find something else quickly. Or maybe even start my own freelance business.
Security is a big motivator. The world feels a bit unstable sometimes. So having a skill that is recession-proof is a great feeling.
Exactly. And what about you? Are you doing this for a promotion or for a new adventure?
I'd love to become a digital nomad one day. I want to be able to work from a cafe in Italy or a beach in Thailand. High-income skills in the tech world usually allow for remote work. And that is my ultimate dream.
Oh, I can totally see you working on a beach. Just be careful not to get sand in your keyboard.
Haha, good point. I'll buy a special cover for it. But really, it's about freedom. Freedom to choose where I live and how I spend my time.
I think that is why so many people are interested in this topic right now. It's not just about the money. Although the money's nice, it's about the lifestyle that the money and the skills can buy you.
Definitely. But let's be honest. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are days when I feel like I'm not making any progress at all. Do you ever feel like you've hit a wall?
Oh, all the time. Last week, I was learning about data tracking, and I just couldn't get the numbers to match up. I felt so frustrated. I actually cried a little bit. Can you believe it?
Oh no, I can believe it. Because I've been there. I've spent 5 hours looking for a missing semicolon in my code before. It makes you feel like you are losing your mind.
What do you do when that happens? How do you keep going?
I usually walk away. I go for a walk, or I play with my dog, or I just sleep on it. Usually, when I come back the next day with fresh eyes, the answer is right there in front of me.
That is so true. Sometimes your brain needs time to process the information in the background. My garden helps me with that. When I'm pulling weeds, I'm not thinking about marketing, but suddenly a creative idea will just pop into my head, and
That's the incubation period. It's a real scientific thing. Your subconscious is working while you are doing something else.
that's amazing. So, for someone who is listening to us right now and they want to start learning a high income skill, but they are worried about their English level, what would you say to them?
That's a great question. I would say don't wait until your English is perfect to start. Most high income skills, and especially in tech or design, have their own vocabulary anyway. You can learn the skill and improve your English at the same time.
I agree. In fact, learning a skill in English is one of the best ways to practice. You are listening to lectures, reading articles, and maybe even talking to other students in English forums. It's immersion with a purpose.
Exactly. It gives the language learning a context. Instead of just learning grammar for the sake of grammar, you are learning it because you need to understand a tutorial on how to use Photoshop or how to write a sales letter.
It's so much more motivating that way. I remember when I first started watching marketing videos in English, I had to stop and look up a lot of words. But now, I can watch them at normal speed without any trouble.
That's fantastic progress, Emma. You should be proud of yourself. And
Thank you, Alex. It's been a journey. You know, I was thinking about how much my daily routine has changed since I started this. I used to spend my evenings just scrolling through my phone, and now I feel like I'm actually building something.
it gives you a sense of purpose, yeah, doesn't it? It's a very different feeling from just being a consumer of content. Now you are a creator or a student.
It really does. It makes me feel more confident in other areas of my life too, because I know I can learn something hard. I'm less afraid to try other new things. Like, I started a pottery class last month.
Oh, wow, potting? That's so cool. Is that a high income skill too?
Ha ha, probably not. I'm pretty terrible at it right now. Everything I make looks like a lumpy potato. But it's fun, and it's good for my brain to do something physical after sitting at a computer.
That is so important. Balance is key. If you spend all your time learning high income skills, you might burn out. You need some low income hobbies just for the joy of it.
Lumpy potatoes. I love that. Maybe you can sell them as abstract art on the internet.
Maybe. Authentic lumpy potato bowls. Only $50 each.
There you go. See, you are already using your sales and marketing thinking.
It never stops. But seriously, I think the biggest hurdle for people is just the fear of being a beginner. Nobody likes to feel like they don't know what they are doing.
That is so true. We want to be experts immediately, but you have to be willing to be bad at something for a while before you can be good at it.
I always tell myself, sucking at something is the first step toward being sort of good at something.
That's a funny way to put it, but it's 100% true. I think our viewers should know that even experts are always learning. The world changes so fast that you have to keep updated.
Oh, absolutely. In my field, if you stop learning for 6 months, you are already behind. You have to be a lifelong learner. That is the real high-income skill, the ability to learn how to learn.
Wow, that is deep, Alex. The ability to learn how to learn. I'm going to write that down. It's so true. If you have that, You can survive any change in the economy.
It's true. So, Emma, if you could go back 5 years and give yourself one piece of advice about your career and skills, what would it be?
Hmm, let me think. I think I would tell myself, Emma, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. I used to be so stingy with money when it came to books or courses. I thought $60 for a course was too expensive.
And now?
Now, I see it as an investment. If that $60 course helps me earn an extra $1,000 over the next year, it's the best deal in the world. I'd spend that money in a heartbeat.
That is a great shift in mindset. We spend money on coffee, on clothes, on streaming services. Why not spend it on our own brains?
Exactly. Your brain is your most valuable asset. It's the only thing that nobody can take away from you.
I love that. My advice to my younger self would be to start sooner. I wasted a lot of time thinking about starting. Instead of actually starting, I spent months researching the best programming language instead of just picking one and learning it.
Oh, I call that paralysis by analysis. You spend so much time analyzing that you become paralyzed and do nothing.
That is the perfect name for it. I was a professional at paralysis by analysis. Now I just pick a direction and go. If it's the wrong direction, I'll find out soon enough and change.
That is a much better way to live. So, what's next on your list, Alex? After coding and graphic design.
I'm actually really interested in public speaking. I think being able to communicate your ideas clearly to a group of people is a huge skill. It doesn't matter how good your code is if you can't explain it to your boss or a client.
Oh, I agree. Communication is the ultimate force multiplier. It makes every other skill you have more effective.
Exactly, but I'm quite nervous about it. My heart starts racing just thinking about standing on a stage.
Oh, really? But you're so good at talking to me.
That's because it's just us and our wonderful viewers at home. A big stage feels very different. But, like we said, I have to be willing to be bad at it first.
Well, maybe we can practice together. We can do some mock presentations during our coffee breaks.
That would be amazing. Thank you, Emma. And what about you? What's next for you after digital marketing?
I think I want to learn more about video editing. We're doing these videos for the Academy, and I'd love to know how to make them even better with cool effects and transitions.
Oh, that would be so helpful. We can be a team. I'll do the tech and the speaking, and you can do the marketing and the editing.
It's a deal. We're building our own high-income skill empire right here.
Haha, I love it. It's so much more fun to learn with a friend. It keeps you accountable.
It really does. When I know you are going to ask me how my course is going, I'm much more likely to actually finish the lessons.
That's the power of community. And that's what we want for our viewers too. We want this channel to be a place where they feel motivated to keep learning both English and everything else.
Absolutely. So, if you are watching this, what is one skill you have always wanted to learn? Maybe you can tell us in your head, or even write it down.
Yes. And think about one small step you can take today. Just one. Maybe it's watching a 10-minute video or looking up a course syllabus.
It's all about those small wins. I remember the first time I understood a complex marketing term, I felt like I had won a marathon.
I know that feeling. It's a natural high. And the more you learn, the more curious you become. It's like a positive cycle.
It really is. The world becomes a much more interesting place when you understand how things work behind the scenes.
So, Emma, do you think there is an age limit to learning these skills? My uncle is 55, and he thinks it's too late for him to learn anything about computers.
Oh, I can't believe he thinks that. Absolutely not. There is no age limit. In fact, older people often have better discipline and life experience, which can make them even better at certain skills like project management or consulting.
That's what I told him. I told him his experience in the construction industry would be amazing if he combined it with some basic software skills for project tracking.
Exactly. He already has the industry knowledge. He just needs the tech tool to make it more efficient. That's a classic skill stacking opportunity right there.
I'll tell him you said so. Maybe he'll listen to you since you're an expert now.
I wouldn't say expert yet, but I'm a very dedicated student.
And that is the most important thing to be. Well, Emma, this has been a wonderful talk. I feel even more motivated to go back to my coding project now.
Me too. I'm going to go finish my module on email automation. It's been so great chatting with you, Alex.
Same here. And to all our viewers, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and learned some new English words and maybe got some inspiration for your own skill journey.
Yes, thank you for being part of our academy. Remember to keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to be a beginner.
Very well said, Emma. We'll see you all in the next video for more English practice and interesting topics.
Have a wonderful day, everyone, and keep learning.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.